Hey everybody, welcome back to the MacWhisperer Academy. I'm Dylan Stewart. They call me the MacWhisperer. And if you're one of those people that just finds it easier to get organized visually, then this lesson was made just for you. Move over notes. Step aside reminders. There's a brand new Apple application in town, and it is easy to use and powerful. It's called Freeform, and it was released with macOS 13 Ventura and iPadOS and iOS 16. Freeform synchronizes across all your Apple devices just like all the best Apple apps do, and it's easy to use. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about what Freeform is, how to get the most out of it, how to use all of the tools that it offers. And if you stick around until the end of the video, I'm going to drop some of my top pro-level tips on really being effective in making your board and getting organized. So with that being said, let's jump down to the dock and let's get started. Here's Freeform right here. I'm going to click on it and open it up. Let's hop right in and let's create a new board. This button here will open up a brand new blank board. Freeform gives you this infinitely sized canvas that can allow you to insert notes, shapes, text, photos, documents, images, files, and all sorts of things. The first thing we're going to do is identify these icons at the top of our Freeform board. The first one on the far left is sticky notes. Clicking it drops a sticky. Super easy. You can come right in here and type in whatever you want, and you can change the font or change the style of it. You can resize it easily, and you can change the color by just clicking on this button down here and making it anything you want. The stickies are a great way to drop text in quickly, but if you've got a big block of texts, stickies aren't the best solution because, as you can see here, they have to stay square. They can't be rectangular or other shapes, which isn't always ideal. To the right of sticky notes, you're going to see the Shapes tool. And the Shapes tool is super cool, but we're going to just save that till last. Over here is our text box. This is an easy way to drop text in. It's a little bit more versatile than the sticky notes. All you do is double click on the text and go ahead and type or paste whatever you want into it. Once you've done that, you can use the blue ball on the left or the right to stretch it out, or you can use the green ball to actually make it bigger, which increases the size of the font without you having to do anything else. You can also click on the font button here to change the formatting of your text, or click these little A's here to open up the entire font menu so you can choose any kind of font you like and make it whatever size you want. That's a little too big. Let's leave it right about there. We'll make it a little bit longer. And there, we've got a title. To the right of that, we've got an amazing tool called the Photos and Links tool. The Photos and Links tool does two things. First of all, you can click here to open up your photo library, allowing you to click on any images you want to add to your board. Click the Add button. Boom! There they are. Makes it real easy for you to add any images you want. We'll put these guys up here. As you move your boxes and your shapes around, you'll notice these yellow lines. These are guidelines that tell you when you're the right space away from other boxes and when you're centered. You can see that one's a little off. Let's get that set up. In addition to that, up here we've got the option of creating a web link. All you do is click on this button here, and then you can simply paste in any website address. It will usually give you a web preview of that address so you get a bird's eye view of what's on that web page, making it easy to know without having to read what that website is connected to. If you double click on it, it's going to actually open up that website, which makes it easy to use these web links as quick references. But this button's even more powerful than that because it's got this whole other section that automatically connects to any of your Apple devices that are nearby. Here you'll see both my phone and my iPad. I can very easily click the Take Photo button right here on my phone. It'll open up a photo screen on my phone where I can easily take a picture of myself or something else. and it'll pop it right onto the board where you can put it wherever you want it to be. You can even use this button here to immediately scan a document from your phone or your iPad, which is super convenient. Just click on the button and it will open a page on your phone that will allow you to just scan a document. Let's do it. Once you click the button, it drops that scan right onto your board and you can position it wherever you want it to be. And there's even one more tool that exists under this button, and that is the ability to add a sketch. Now for this one, I'm going to add a sketch off of my iPad. Why? Because I've got a pencil with my iPad and that makes it easier to sketch. But you can also do it from your phone. I'm going to click the button and I'll go ahead and just make a little smiley face on my iPad here. Click the done button and immediately that sketch drops right onto the document and I can resize it or position it any way I want to without any major headache. Very, very easy to work with. On the far right side, we've got the Files button, and the Files button will open up your Finder and allow you to grab any documents that you want to use and just insert them right onto the page. You can do this with all kinds of images, including movie files, image files, PDFs, PNGs, Word docs, Excel docs. It's extremely valuable and extremely versatile. Now let's move over to the Shapes button. To do that, I'm going to just move down so we've got a good open area to work with. We're going to start with the basics of shapes. When you click on the Shapes button, you're going to see on the left side there's all these different categories. We're just going to keep it simple and grab ourselves a nice rounded rectangle. And we're going to create a couple of them. There's many ways to duplicate a shape. I can come back up to the Shapes icon and click that same shape again, or I can right click on it and duplicate it. When you duplicate it, it makes an exact copy, allowing you to very quickly create multiple copies of a particular shape or image, and then put them wherever you want to on your board. In this particular case, we're going to just arrange them like this, and we're going to start by saying that we go from this one on the left to this one on the right. That's the way it flows. So in order to do that, we need to connect these shapes with lines. The line we're going to use is under the Shapes icon here, and it's this one on the far right. It's called a connection line. When you click on that, this connection line is going to drop onto your board, and you can grab the blue ball and connect it to any shape. Grab the other one, connect it to the other shape, and then the green ball will allow you to resize or organize how that line goes. If you click on the line, you'll see a couple of formatting options. On the left side, we can format the stroke, which means the thickness of it. We can also make it dotted or dashed or what's called a brush stroke, but I'm just going to leave it simple. In the middle, you can give it an arrow. This can sometimes be helpful so you know that it goes from left to right, not the other way around. Let's go ahead and create that arrow just like that. And then on the far right, we've got the connection style. The connection style can be one of three different styles. The first one is the curved one we see here. The second one is an angular one that can be really helpful when you need to go around specific objects. And the third one is a straight line, which just connects two objects very directly. Once you've got objects connected, you can move the object anywhere and the line will continue to stay connected to it. Or you can press on the line and grab it right in the middle, and you can move both shapes with the line and they'll move along with it. It's really an easy thing to do to create these lines, but I'm going to show you an even easier way to do it. This time, I'm going to highlight two objects at the same time and right-click on them, and I'm going to choose a connection line and look at what it does. It immediately connects the two objects I selected, which makes things really simple. Right-click, add a connection line, and all of a sudden things are tying together. Let's grab these ones too, add a connection line between these guys here. I want that connection line to be this way. Easy, simple, no problem. But there's even more that you can do with these shapes. There's also an entire world of other shapes that are there to make your freeform board easy to access, simple, and clear. You can come down to objects or animals or nature and grab whatever it is that you're looking for that helps you design your board. For this conversation, I'm going to go into objects and I'm going to grab the t-shirt here. Now, when we grab the t-shirt, I want you to notice that it's blue and has no boundary, no stroke around it at all. It's easy to fix that by clicking on the shape, and then down at the bottom, we can adjust the color. Here we can adjust the stroke, making it a little bit thicker or thinner depending on what we want. And here we have the option of adjusting the font. The font, you say? Yes. You see, one of the really cool and exciting things about shapes is that they are automatically text boxes, which means whenever you drop a shape down, you can double click right on it and just type right into it. Once you've typed in it, you can go ahead and adjust the style of that text down here by changing the color to anything you want, and even coming in here to grab all your fonts if you want and make it look perfect. Make it look exactly like what you want. Apparently this is my shirt. It's not. You can see that that's not my shirt, but you get the idea of it. What's really cool about doing this is it makes it really easy for you to make a very visual board by using shapes instead of just text boxes or other elements. And you'll see that the sticky notes, when you have shapes like this, become way less exciting. It's awesome that we can add text easily into a shape and that we can change the style and the way the shape looks. And between the shapes and the boxes and the connection lines and the photos and the documents and the scans and the pictures, you'd think it's about as much as you can create here. But that's where you'd be wrong. I want to introduce you to my top level tips about how to really get the most out of your freeform experience. We want to start off with a basic one. The basic one is creating a backdrop for your freeform board. As you can see here, this canvas is white and boring, and I'm anything but boring. So what I want to do is I'm going to come here and I'm going to grab a basic square, and I'm going to take this square and I'm just going to stretch it all the way across my board. And you might say to me, Dylan, you've hidden all of your objects, but that's tip number one. You see, Freeform, like a lot of graphic programs, deals in layers, which means only one thing can be on top at a time. Simply right-click on anything and you can send it to the back or the front. This is really helpful when the wrong image overlaps in the wrong way, and you can just bring it to the front. So now we've added a canvas on the back that makes this colorful and easier to look at and work with, and we've talked about layers. But there's a problem. You see, when you have a backdrop like this, you might accidentally move it while you're trying to move other things around, which is where the next tip comes in. Lock your objects. Once you've got something exactly where you want it to be, it's easy to right-click on it and lock it. Then it's not going to move around, and you're going to be able to continue working without having to fight the document you are trying to position. The next tip is about creating a group. Sometimes you've got documents or images that all go together, like these three eggs. I need these three documents to stay together. I don't want to have to keep moving them individually. So all you need to do is run a lasso across the objects you want, right-click on it, and group them. Now these three objects behave as if they're one object, and I can make them smaller by dragging this blue dot, or make them bigger and they all get smaller or bigger together, which simplifies so much. Now, one of the other things that happens, and I'm going to ungroup these guys to talk about this, that things may get a little sloppy, a little misaligned. It's really easy to align and distribute objects. Select the objects you're trying to align. Aligning means that everything lines up. So in this case, I'm going to right-click on these three, and I'm going to say align objects to the top so that they all line up at the top, just like that. Easy, except now they're all bunched up, which is where distributing objects comes in. You can right-click again and go to distribute objects and distribute them horizontally, and it will immediately place them perfectly right across each other in a very, very easy way. And one of the other great tips I want to talk to you about is this. We spoke about this button here for photos, videos, and website links, and this button here for files, but there is an easier way to do both of them. And it's super simple. I'm going to go ahead and pull my Safari window right up here. I've got a couple of websites I want to go ahead and add to this page. It's easy to do. Just pull up the website on Safari and click here and drag the website over, and it will automatically import it without you having to click that button, which to me is just a way easier way to do it. Just drag it over, it creates the web preview just like it did before, and it makes it even easier to easily populate your board without having to click a bunch of buttons. And that doesn't just work for websites, that also works for images. So you can come in and grab whatever image you want off the internet and easily drop it right onto your board. It will just position itself perfectly, and then you can come in and adjust that image, move it around, resize it, anything you like. And you can also do that by opening up a Finder window and dragging any objects directly from your Finder window over here. It will immediately drop them down and make them easy to get to. So that tip is really important because I don't find it very convenient to click here and choose one or two objects at a time. And I don't need to go here to grab the photos and the web links. It's just easier to drag and drop. That's kind of one of the ways Apple makes things simple. The next tip is all about formatting. We're going to start talking about formatting images. First off, when you click on an image, you'll notice that you can click this button to crop it. Cropping it allows you to change the actual shape of the box or to zoom in or out on the image itself. In this case, I'm going to make this guy a little bit smaller, fit him in there, click done, and now I can make him a little bigger and the image will enlarge along with it, which is super, super helpful. But in addition to being able to do that, there's another cool trick that exists under the Format button here under Images. Come in here and you can immediately mask that photo with a shape. This is an egg, let's give it an oval. Let's actually bring that in, make it a little more egg-shaped. Now I'm going to take it, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. In this case, I'm going to have to make the whole document a little bit bigger, so we'll just make it like that. Get it right where we want it to be, and click Done. So it's really easy to use the Format Image button to change the physical shape of the photograph. But that's not even my best tip when it comes to photos on Freeform. Come to any image, click on it, and click on the little image button you see here. And you can immediately remove the background. This makes it easy to create a gorgeous board with beautiful images that just kind of fit on top of everything we're doing, and just makes it easy to make whatever you want look beautiful, perfect, and well styled. Just like that. Now, this next tip has to do with duplicating shapes. Remember the work we did duplicating all of those rounded rectangles? It's way easier to do duplication with this tip. Put your finger on the Option button on your keyboard and drag the image over. It will immediately make a copy of it, which makes it super easy to duplicate things very, very quickly. Now, the last thing I want to talk to you about formatting and tips around all of this has to do with when you style something. So we've created a specific style for this shirt. When I come here and I click back on objects and back on shirts, notice it's giving me this blue shirt again, the one we overwrote. It's really easy to take an existing style and paste it over a different shape by right-clicking on it and choosing Copy Style, and then you can right-click on the other shape and paste the style down, and immediately it copies the color and it copies the stroke. But there's one more piece to it. If I come back and grab another object and grab the t-shirt again, it's still that blue shirt, but I'm now over the blue shirt and I am regularly creating this red shirt, as we can see. So there's a great tip that you can do to make the automatic default setting for a shape exactly what you like with the exact style you like. Start by right-clicking and pasting the style you want onto the document. Then right-click again and come to where it says Save as Insert Style. Save as Insert Style means that the next time I come to that exact same shape, it will stick with that exact same style. So that's what I've got for Freeform today. If you got great value out of this video, take a minute and give it a thumbs up. That helps other people find this video easily. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, why not? Take a moment, hit that subscribe button and that notify bell so that you never miss out whenever I drop new content. I'm Dylan Stewart. They call me the MacWhisperer, and it's my passion and profession to help you get more done on your Apple products than you ever thought possible. And with that being said, I'll see you at the next lesson.